Hello and a very warm welcome to Daily Dispatch, a show that gives you all the latest news and updates from the digital ecosystem. I'm Priya Sheth. Thank you so much for logging in, and thank God it's Friday because we're here with all the top news stories that we've been tracking for you this evening. Well, Apple has now started the assembly of the iPhone 12 in India. Apple has partnered with third-party manufacturers like Foxconn and Wistron to make some of its iPhones in India. Now, these include the iPhone SE, the iPhone 11, Apple, which competes with players like Samsung as well as OnePlus in the premium smartphone market, has been aggressively ramping up its presence in the Indian market. Well, moving on to the second headline of the day, SaaS company iSurgis has raised about $18 million in a Series F funding round, valuing the unicorn at over $2.8 billion. Now, the company will be using this funding to invest in accelerating AI and blockchain development to expand its sales and marketing footprint as well as build out its global partner network. Well, reports suggest that private equity firm KKR is bidding for a majority control in Vinny Cosmetics. Now, this could value the maker of Fog deodorants at 8,500 crore rupees. Now, if this deal goes through, the Ahmedabad-based consumer products company will sell as much as 53% to the private equity firm. Moving on to the final headline of the day, Google Pay is rolling out an update to the app from next week that will provide users with more control to decide how their Google Pay activity is used to personalize features within the app. Now, users will also be able to view as well as delete individual transactions and activity records that they don't want used to personalize their Google Pay experience.
Well, moving on to our second segment, I have with me someone who has made waves in the gaming space, specifically with games like Teen Patti and Rummy, that almost all of India has been playing during this lockdown. I have with me Mrs. Saurabh Agarwal, who is the CEO of Octro. Thank you very much for joining us today on the Daily Dispatch. So, how many games has India been playing in this lockdown?
We've actually seen a huge uptick in, our games consumption of games, especially during the early lockdown days, March and April of last year. Right, ever since then, I think the India has sort of been opening up, so we should not really be calling it a lockdown anymore. But yeah, I think some of our games, which actually were, all of our games are social, but some of them were more social than others. Like, for example, we had games like Tambola, which were sort of, which could bring together hundreds of people together. We saw huge uptick in Tambola where people were playing, in party modes, with hundreds of their friends together. So I think I look back and say that we were we contributed in bringing people together when they could not really come together at that point of time.
In terms of downloads, in terms of the kind of traction that you've seen over the last couple of months, give us some indication as to which have been your highest or perhaps downloaded games over the last couple of months, and does this momentum continue as we enter 2021?
Have Seek and Tambola, all of them have seen huge uptick, continue to do extremely well for us. People use them to connect with each other and sort of, play with each other, right? So, in terms of downloads, we've seen all of these perform very well.
Going forward, I want to understand in terms of growth plans, what has Octro in store, or what new games can we expect, or new features can we expect in 2021?
So, actually, since 2019, we had started working on games that we can actually now, launch for the global audience. Two of our games from that time are now near completion, sort of in soft launch and such. Soccer Battles being one, which is in an action strategy genre. Very highly polished game. Really well done. Probably one of the most finished game to come out of India ever. Then we are working on a social poker title called Poker Live. Octro Poker Live. That title is again extremely high fidelity. Where it's probably the most immersive poker environment out there. We've been working with international consultants and sort of trying to make it better and better. So I think we definitely have a good pipeline of games that we are expecting to launch this quarter and next quarter, which we believe will continue to drive growth for us. Our existing titles also continue to grow.
What kind of competition are you seeing in the market? Because, at this point in time, there are so many gamers out there, so many mobile games, online games that are taking center stage. So, what is the kind of competition that you assess in the market? And in terms of monetization, what is your plan going forward?
So, I mean, gaming is a very interesting segment, right? I mean, cards and casino players tend to stay on to cards and casino, but a lot of the new users have actually gone to the action strategy genre. Battle royale games like PUBG and Garena Free Fire have actually done incredibly well. So, we are in a segment, we're in an entertainment segment where we may get disrupted by the new launch. Right, we continue to focus on making sure that we can deliver the next launch, while some of our games are definitely evergreen titles that will continue with all of the engagement, right? Teen Patti, Rummy have been played for centuries in India. I think they will continue to be played for centuries in India as well. Besides that, I think from a revenue growth perspective, we've seen incredibly high conversion numbers. Right, prior to before we launched back in 2014, when there were only 8% of our users actually had credit cards that could be used to do in-app purchases. Right now, we have more than 8% of our total downloads actually getting converted into paying customers. So I mean, conversion has come a long way with easy access to digital payments, leading to a lot of growth, vertical growth. In sort of so the same user is becoming more and more valuable over time. I think that is also growing with the fact that people are getting used to spending for digital entertainment. All of the OTT platforms, etc. People are getting used to paying for the entertainment. That is also helping us. Engagement numbers and sort of monetization numbers are probably 30x in the last 4 years than what they were. ARPUs are maybe 30x what they were 4 years ago.
Give us some indication on the kind of fundraise that you're planning at this point in time. I know that you have been backed by marquee investors like Sequoia as well. So what kind of funding plans do you have going forward?
So we actually raised one round of funding from Sequoia back in 2014. Ever since, we've actually been a profitable company. So, so to be very honest, we are not really looking for funding at this point of time for funding our existing portfolio. We definitely are being opportunistic and are looking at non-organic growth opportunities, which may actually exceed our balance sheet. Right, we have a pretty large cash in the bank sort of scenario. But sometimes we may be ambitious enough to actually go acquire something that still needs more capital. At that point of time, we'll definitely look for external funding. As I said, right, I mean, we'll be opportunistic. If we find an opportunity somewhere where we find someone we like, we see the chemistry matching, right, definitely can be this year as well.
Give us some tips to and a lot of our audience who's watching us at this point in time are entrepreneurs, people who have been in the startup space and are looking to start their own businesses. What does it take to build a successful game, according to you?
I think gaming over time has actually changed quite a bit. I think, I have been an entrepreneur since 2002, right? So if I got my first game hit in 2013, it was not really, my first stint, right? So I think persistence helps a lot. But finally, I think you just need to make something that people love playing, right? In 2013, the bar was actually much lower than what it is today. People had the access to games that people had at that point of time. So all we needed to do was create something that worked and people liked. Right, today, I think we need to focus a lot more on monetization, a lot more on engagement. Funnels, data science, everything sort of goes into creating a great experience. I think it's becoming a lot of hard work, but I think people who want to put in the lot, that sort of hard work will absolutely succeed in this industry. Passion, hard work, I think all of that is definitely a key ingredient to making game success.
And in terms of revenues, how long does it take for a game to get successful? Because, people have been out there struggling. And, in India, there is a mentality that games should be free, specifically their mobile games. So is that mindset changing? Do you think that it's going to be much easier and much quicker to make money on games now?
So in 2000 ever since 2013 and our first game, right? We've actually been making money off of the consumers. The consumers have actually been paying inside our games directly to us. Our ad monetization has actually been very low. I mean, it's less than 10% of our total revenue. So, we've actually always believed that the Indian consumer will pay for something that they believe is premium. Right. So we are focused on creating those premium experiences that people will pay for. We believe that, if a user gets his entertainment value from your game, he will definitely pay for it. Right. So I definitely believe that. Right. So we are continuing on that pipeline, and I am hopeful that some of our new games are also going to become large successes.
All right. On that note, we wish you all the very best and all the success for your future games in the pipeline. Thank you very much for being a part of Daily Dispatch. It's been a pleasure speaking with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
But time now to say goodbye. Many thanks for joining us on this edition of the Daily Dispatch. I'll see you on Monday at 5 p.m. Goodbye and have a lovely weekend.